Our very first creative play is going to be all about color field, and I'm going to do 3 of them for you. We're going to work on this one, then this one, then this one, and we're limiting the supplies we're using so that we stay out of our head space and in our heart space. So even though I'm limiting the materials I'm using, I still am providing enough materials so that if I want to have something, it's there. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to choose 5 paint colors. Just choose them intuitively. I chose these 5 and I'm opening them. I work with Polytech paints, as I shared. They come in these little what do you call these little jars? And so if you're using paint that's in a tube, you might want to use your palette and put some of them out in the nice palette just so that you have them ready and available. For me, I just opened it like this so that I have them nice and ready. I can grab it and use it. As I also mentioned, I'm an artist that tends to do very little paint mixing. I love to just grab and use the color very acidic and straight from the jar or the tube. So I picked those 5 colors, and along with your 5 colors, make sure you have some white. Yay! And what I'm also having is I have my paintbrushes to the left. I have some oil pastels to the right. And just in case I need it, I have a couple graphite pencils and an art graph stick. Even though, and I have my water, of course, this play that we're about to do is all about color fields. So color fields is our main focus is going to be just moving color around. You can do it with a paintbrush, you can do it with your hand, but you're going to feel it intuitively and you're going to allow every mark you make to be a part of a conversation. So I put a mark down, it changes the complete conversation of the paper, and then what happens next. But I'm not worrying about making line or shape, only color field. How can I keep playing with the color? And now here's the kicker. We have a timed play date. So I have my phone with me. I have my timer set for 5 minutes. When the 5 minutes is up, this is done. If I finish before 5 minutes is up, then I have the option of bringing more things in and still keep working it. But I'm giving myself only 5 minutes to do it. Are you ready? You can watch as I go. Actually use a little water too. I just want to spread this around. Now, it's really important to remember you don't have to use water. You don't have to use your fingers. It's all important to just feel your way through this using those 5 colors and white that you got. And we're being, I want to say playful, but even more than that, it's really an exercise in listening and being experimental, taking risks, and noticing when you're not trying to accomplish anything, what can start to happen. So what I'm noticing right away is I love the white. I love the little white shape that was made here, but I'm also feeling I need a little pink. I'm coming in with just a little pink here. And I have my paint rag nearby so I can wipe my fingers. And I can also come in and start to, ooh, look at that. Put some fun texture in. Ah, I like that. I like that area a lot. And this is the fun part about playing like this, because you are just being experimental and you can start to discover new ways of making marks. I love that. I love the texture it's making. Let's bring in some of this color. It's like a copper. And I think the white wants to come in and say hello a little bit. Now, it's totally possible that you're going to create mud, that you're going to create things that look like crapola, and that's totally okay. These are just play dates, experiments, fun little moments in time to try out. And if anything, what I did receive from this one was I really dug how this paint rag was creating that neat texture. I think I'm going to bring some of this yellow. This is the only one I haven't really used. Let's put a little there. I check the time. I'm just making sure that my phone is really working. Is it working? Yep. I got a little less than 2 minutes. Now, I'm gonna come in maybe with a little more white. And as I said, you don't have to do this all with your fingers. You don't have to do any of it with your fingers. I felt really called to. But what we're doing at this play is just playing with, I'm gonna grab a oil pastel and just come in and put a little bit more color in some fields. I'm just playing with color fields. I'm not worrying about shape or line really. You know, and of course, there's no art police that's going to come in if I'm putting line in, but nobody's going to come and arrest you. Oh, actually, I'm not putting line in. That was kind of cool. See? Another awesome discovery. What's going to happen here? Ah, we need to bring some of you back. Ooh, nice and fresh. Nice and fresh. I'm going to grab a brush just to get a little more direct with my color field. I like it. How about a little pink? Sweet. Oh, my timer went off, but I had the phone off, so I didn't hear it. Gosh darn it. So, that was silly. Remember to turn the silent mode off. So there we go. We have my very first play date with color field. Okay, now I'm ready for play date number 2. I have the sound on. I'm going to hit start. I have 5 minutes. This time I'm going to start with a different color. So each play date that you have, I encourage you to just take a risk, make a move, do something different than you did in the last one. I'm going to start with this crazy pink, and I'm using a brush, which is completely different than what I did on the last one. And remember, it's all about color field. So I'm playing with the color, fields of color on my page. Doesn't mean I can get crazy like I am, and I'm just experimenting with a different way of making marks. Bum, 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 love it. And I just can't help myself. I need hand action. I'm going to bring a little bit of white in here. A little bit of white, yes, a little bit of white, just a little bit of white. So the thing that is calling me this time is I love this feel. Whoop, whoop, happening there. So I'm going to try to accentuate it a little bit with the white. And singing as you do your play date is actually helpful to keep you moving and feeling in the groove. So I want to bring, now I'll tell you right now, I felt like, don't really like this, not digging it, but I'm not going to dwell on not digging it. I'm just going to look for another something to put in here, another color field. I'm not going to put line necessarily or shape, just working with the color field and the paints that I have on hand. Let's get that coppery brownie stuff in here. I'm gonna just, let's just see what happens. You know what it's screaming for? It's screaming for paint rag. That's what it's screaming for. It's saying, paint rag, come and work your magic. Come and do your thing. That's what's happening. And now the paint, the white, wants to come back and brighten that part up. And now I'm having a lot of mud. So what I really want to do is come in and be a little bit more decisive. I want that green to look like green, not like khaki mud, junky junk. And that's just, it's just something that popped in my head. It said, make it look more like green. So that's what we're doing. I'm just putting more green in. And that turquoise color is really calling me as well. Let's get some of that in there. I'm patting with the old paint rag again. So this paint rag was a little bit wet before I started, and I think that's what's helping make some of that cool texture. Oh no! So let's use it. This copper just spilled right here. I'm going to use some of that. I'm going to come in and use some of that copper and see what happens. All right. I want to put a little bit, I'm coming in with some oil pastel. It's a little bit of a cheat, but that's okay. That's the beauty of playtime. You can cheat a little bit. No art police are going to come and grab you. So cheat all you want, as long as you are listening to your inner guidance that's telling you to do this or do that. Right? Let's get a little more. You hear the little sweet birds that are right outside my studio? They're also giving their 2 cents. Now it's interesting, this green no longer makes me as happy as it once did because the conversation shifted. The conversation in this painting started to shift. The more paint started to come on. I'm actually feeling I'd like to get up. There's my alarm. Not that loud. We're going to stop it. And that's play number 2. Okay, for play number 3, I'm going to start totally different. I'm going to use one of my credit card gift cards, and I'm going to start by actually smearing some paint with it that way. Once again, I'm just focusing on color fields, but I'm approaching it a little bit different. And I want to talk, oops, goodness, I did my own. I think I forgot to play. I forgot to hit start. So, oops, pardon me. There's start. So I'm starting a little different. I'm still focusing on color field. I'm not worried about being precise. This became kind of a mess. It's totally okay. You can always use these for collage or to add to your mixed media piece later, or you can draw over them. You could do other things with them, whatever it is. But I want to approach this one a little bit softer in a way. I think that's what is happening by being able to scrape the paint on. I'm going to put a little here. Begin to scrape and layer the blue or the turquoise. And already I'm really enjoying. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? It's such a cool texture. And I'm just playing with color fields. Make that area a little darker. Let's put a little bit of white in there. Come in with a little bit of white. Every decision, like putting down the white, using this card, keep moving in this fashion, is just because I put something down and then my inner guidance or my gut feeling just says, do that, move there, do that. And sometimes your inner guidance will lead you into a messy mess like that. And sometimes you'll have some wonderful discoveries. Like I had the discovery with the paint rag here. And this feels like I'm just really loving the texture. Look at this. Coming in with my card. And even though that's lined, I'm kind of cheating a little bit. That's okay, because I'm moving with the flow of my creative process, right? So I want to bring something. I want to bring a little bit of this coppery color in there. Let's still use the card. And it's not complete until we get some of that wonderful, vibrant pink, right? We got to get some of that in there. So let's throw some of that in there as well. Love it. Love to the love to the love. Loving it, loving it. So my gut says put a few areas in that are just a little more solid like that. Kind of want to come in with a little bit of oil pastel-y, but using kind of still focusing on color field. So I hope you get a sense of what I mean by color field. I'm just focusing on how the colors are playing together. I'm not really putting an emphasis on line or anything like that. Just really, what is going on? I'm always a little worried about this stinking phone. Okay, only 44 seconds. How about a tiny bit of this green? We don't have much of it in here at all. Just tiny bit, tiny bit, tiny bit, tiny bit, tiny bit. And a little here. Come on, Mr. Card. Do your business. I like it. Out of all three, that one I really, really enjoy. And it took getting out some of the junky junk to actually get there. Do you notice that? All right, I think you're gonna ring. 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 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Okay, the grand finale of these is when we take that blue tape off, and I have a feeling that when I do that, even this kind of yucky one is going to look a little bit better. So let's see. And I take this guy off here. So when I teach retreats, I insist that my students have painter's tape and that they tape down their paper. And I have this thing where I'm like, please, please, when it's time for you to pull the tape off, please let me help you. And see, look at that. Look at that. Not so shabby, right? The white just makes everything pop. But here's the test. Let's test it with this monstrosity of mark making madness. Let's see what happens here. I have a feeling it's going to help support it and be kind, and it's going to be not so horrendous as it kind of looks to me with the tape. That's not bad. That's not bad. Now, if I was to take some time, which I sometimes do with these little creative ditties, is I would go in here and start adding some line. Oh, I forgot I taped this sucker down. That's a good one. That was a good one to tape down because there's a lot of loving on this piece. Got that? And then this one I have a real attachment to. This one feels like, this feels like heaven. So much heaven. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ooh, baby, and I know my mind. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Sweet. So we focused on color field, right? And being experimental and trying different things. And we started different. This one was all finger action and paint rag action. This one I used a brush and I was a lot more bold about my marks and I was piling on the paint. And this one was layer after layer after layer and a little bit of texture and layer after layer and texture. And look at just it. I'll tell you, this kind of stuff makes me happy. Happy, 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 happy. These are happy conversations. And it kind of gets the junky junk out, kind of gets things moving and rolling. So color field, right? Totally different field. We're going to try, for the next one, we're going to focus on line.